After moving here to the Philippines, I became interested, of course, with the natural materials that can be found here. And I've been exploring for the past few years mother of pearls. So it's just natural for me to continue exploring a different type of material that's also based here in the Philippines. And then naturally, capiz is, one of them. Capiz is, part of our heritage. It's used as a window pane. Parang it's called the window pane oyster. I first started doing the eyes, as an homage to relatives and to loved ones, because the eyes really evolved from what it's called the lover's eye. It's a portrait of your loved one as a keepsake, and it progressed to more of a memento, more of a memento mori, and from that it evolved to the skull shells. My theme has always been fragility, and in terms of life and death, our connection with nature. And after seeing coral bleaching and all these devastation of nature, so capiz really has that quality, that sense of fragileness in material. Well, there are a lot of process to the final work. Pero to start off, I carefully select the raw capiz, and starts like this. This is a older version, and this is another species of it. It's more flat, it's more white, and I use acid to actually thin this, to get a more ethereal quality. It's more lightness, it's more translucent. It gets to the point where it's breaking. So it's like a metaphor of our life. It's really on the balance. And then from there, I cut the shell, shape it to the size of maybe like a rectangle or a square, like a window. And then from there, it's just tedious process of paints and etching. The images, some of these are life experiences, like the Taal scene, for example, or the volcano eruption. It happened here, so I wanted to depict that, because experiencing that made me aware of how vulnerable we can be. So we're at the point of life and death, really. And I wanted to depict that with the work, showing how fragile life can be.
When I work, I think of myself like a fiction writer or filmmaker. I think the purpose of painting is also to create realities. It's like I'm creating my reality, and then there's this whole internet like truth, and then like telling me what to do or how to think. Sometimes it's too much information, so I remind myself not to be online too much. Yeah, I wanna create characters. Yeah, sometimes I deliberately like do a problematic image or composition, and like use colors that don't match, like the idea of like the ugly composition or painting, and making it somehow work. That's why I paint like I'm attracted to like childish paintings. And I want to work on things that are not automatically like nice, or making boring, like banal things work. I don't know, making it interesting, I guess. Yeah, maybe it's like playing with like icons, like changing them up. Yeah, playing around with a bit of history, and yeah, painting history too. Yeah, the nude, and when you go to the Louvre, diba ba? Classical paintings, nude paintings. I see myself like a traditional painter you know, that cliche thing of a painter and paintings in general. Many of them are from movies, stuff that resonates to me, like the black one with the nudes. It's from The Lords of Salem, that movie. It's a coven of witches. It's like a cult. Sometimes nothing. Sometimes I just look from like within and then paint like without references to. Parang I think the job of the painter is to, ano, is to yeah, filter out things like I think images goes through you. For me, I don't want to make things like spoon feeding and literal. I think the paintings it's like a coded message. Parang there's some political angles to it, and but I don't want it to be like literal. I work my way around like differently, I guess. Yeah, that's why I think like I just paint. I'm just a painter. I just look in the world and paint. So, romantic na.